what we are going to learn in this lecture? Meaning of central tendency and different measures of central tendency. The primary purpose of statistical analysis is to summarize the information contained in any set of data. For a better understanding of the quantitative data, it is essential that data must be classified. But classification of data is only the first step in statistical analysis. It does not give any meaningful conclusion. Therefore, it is essential that data must be further summarized and condensed in a manner that their characteristics is expressed in one single value. This single value describes the characteristics of the entire data and is called central value or an average. For example, if we compare the marks of 100 students of class 11th and class 12th in a school, it will be difficult to arrive at any conclusion. But if we say that average marks obtained by students of class 11th is 90% and of class 12th is 78%, so we can easily say that performance of class 11th is better. Here comes the meaning of central tendency. An average is a single value that is the representative of all the items in a series. Central tendency may be defined as the tendency of a given set of observations to cluster around a single central value, and that single value is called measure of central tendency. Now we will discuss different measures of central tendency. First is arithmetic mean. It is a number obtained by dividing the sum of the values of the all items by the number of items. So its formula is given by x bar is equal to, symbol of arithmetic mean is x with a bar upon it. X bar is equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3 up to xn divided by n. Means you calculate the sum of all the values and divide by n. Or in short, you can say x bar is equal to sigma x upon n. Sigma means sum of all the values. But this was simple arithmetic mean. When we have distribution, then formula for frequency distribution is x bar is equal to f1 into x1 plus f2 into x2 plus f3 into x3 up to fn into xn divided by f1 plus f2 plus f3 up to fn. Means what will you do? You multiply first value by its frequency f1 into x1, then you multiply second value by its corresponding frequency, that is f2 into x2, and up to so on. Or in short, you can say x bar is equal to sigma fx upon sigma f. Now let's do a question for practice. This is our simple question. Wages of 10 workers are given below. These are the wages of 10 workers and you have to find the arithmetic mean of wages. Since it is a simple case as no frequency is given, we will use a simple formula for mean, that is x bar is equal to sigma x upon n. So here we will add all the values and divide by n. N is 10 here. So mean wages comes to 1060 divided by 10, that is rupees 106. Or you can say the average wage of all the 10 workers is rupees 106. Now second type of question is the distribution of age at marriage of 50 males is given below. Age in years and number of males is given and you have to calculate arithmetic mean. Now here, since frequencies are given, we will use our second formula, that is x bar is equal to sigma fx upon sigma f. Now age is given and number of males is given. We will add third row here, that is fx. For first item 20 into 1, fx is 20. For second item 21 into 2, fx is 42. For third item 22 into 4. So fx comes to 88 and so on. So x bar here will be 1200 upon 50. What is this 1200? This is sigma fx, sum of all the values of fx. So here average comes to 24. That is mean wage is 24. Third part is compute the mean height of a group of students of a school from the following data. Weight in kgs is given in form of class intervals. So weight is given in the form of class intervals and number of students corresponding to the class intervals is given. And we have to find the mean weight of a group of students. Since here data is given in the form of class intervals, so first we have to convert this into mid values so that normal frequency distribution table can be made. So weight in kgs is given. Second column will be for mid value of the class interval. Third column is for number of students and fourth column is for fx as we did in the previous question, fx. So class intervals will be written in weight in kgs. Now we will take the mid value of 44 to 48. How we will calculate it? Add 44 plus 48 and divide it by 2 and we will get 46. Then for 49 to 53, add 49 plus 53 and divide it by 2 and we will get 51. Similarly for third, it is 56. Now you can see there is a difference of 5 in every mid value. So next mid value will be 61, then 66, then 71. Now number of students is given in the question and now we will add all the frequencies and now we will calculate fx. 46 into 3 comes to 138, 51 into 4 comes to 204, 56 into 5 comes to 280 and similarly all the fx will be calculated and at the end fx will be summed up. Now mean here will be calculated as sigma fx upon sigma f, that is double to double 1 divided by 36. So mean weight is 61.42 kgs. Next concept in case of mean is group mean. If there are two groups or more than two groups and we have to calculate the group mean for all the series, then how we will calculate it? Suppose we have two series having n1 and n2 observations and their corresponding mean is x bar 1 and x bar 2. So the combined mean for the two series is n1 into x bar 1 plus n2 into x bar 2 upon n1 plus n2. Similarly, if we have three series, so we will add in the numerator n3 into x bar 3 and in the denominator we will add n3. Another concept is correction of incorrect mean. Sometimes while calculating mean, certain values are wrongly written due to oversight or mistake in copying. Accordingly, the mean calculated on the basis of wrong value is incorrect. So, correct mean is calculated by this formula. Correct mean is equal to incorrect sigma x. Notice here, it is not incorrect mean, it is incorrect sigma x minus incorrect value plus correct value divided by n. So, we don't have to calculate the correct mean again by taking all the data. We can just use this formula and calculate the correct mean. Let's do a question on this concept. The average height of a group of 40 students was calculated as 155 cm. It was discovered that the height of one student was read as 150 cm instead of 137 cm. And now we have to calculate the correct average height. So here what is given? N is equal to 40. Incorrect mean is given 155. It is given in the question. So we will calculate incorrect sigma x, that is 155 into 40, which comes to 6200. So correct mean is equal to incorrect sigma x minus incorrect value plus correct value upon n. Putting the required values, we will get our correct mean as 154.5 centimeter. Our next measure of central tendency is median. It is a value of the variable which divides a series into two equal parts so that half of the observations has values greater than and the other half has less than values. For example, if the weight of 5 persons arranged in an ascending order is 50, 55, 62, 65 and 70 kgs. So the median height would be 62 kgs since there are two values below it and two values above it. So median has a position at the center of the values. Therefore, it is also called a positional average because it refers to the place of a value in the series irrespective of all other values. So formula for median is equal to value of n plus 1 by 2th item. Now let's do a question. From the following data of income of 5 employees, compute the median income. Here income of 5 employees are given 1600, 1800, 1500, 1400 and 1700 and we have to calculate the median income of all these employees. To find out the median of this series, these items are first arranged in the ascending or descending orders. But here we are taking both. Serial number, incomes arranged in ascending order and incomes arranged in descending order. I am taking both of them to show you that the answer will be same if you take ascending order or if you take descending order. But you have to calculate using only one. That is, either you can take ascending values or you can take descending values. The serial numbers are given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and first incomes are arranged in ascending orders and second incomes are arranged in descending orders. Here n is 5, so median will be value of n plus 1 by 2th item, that is median of value of 5 plus 1 by 2th item, that is value of third item. So you can see value of third item in both the cases, that is in ascending order and in descending order, it is 1600. So median income is 1600. So it is clear from the above question that the value of median is same irrespective of whether the items are arranged in ascending order or descending order. Our second question is, determine the median from the following data. Values and their respective frequencies are given. Here you can see data are already given in ascending order. So we convert the simple frequencies of this series into cumulative frequencies. What is this? First column will be for value, second will be for frequencies and third column will be for cumulative frequency. First values will be placed, second frequencies will be written and third column is cumulative frequency. What is this? For first item, frequency and cumulative frequency is same. But for second item, cumulative frequency means you add the frequencies of both the items. So 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. For third item, you add the cumulative frequencies of its preceding item plus its frequency. So you will add 3 plus 9, that is 12. Similarly for fourth item, 13 plus 12, that is 25. Then 25 plus 15, that is 40. Then 40 plus 4 is equal to 44. And also sum of all the frequencies is 44. So median here is equal to value of n plus 1 by 2th item, that is value of 44 plus 1 by 2th item, that means value of 22.5th item. The cumulative frequencies column shows that all items from 12 onwards up to 25 have value of 11. So here median is equal to 11. Third question is, calculate the median age from the following data. Age in years is given, in the form of class intervals and number of teachers is given. So first what we will do, we will convert the frequencies into cumulative frequencies. First age is being written, then number of teachers, that is frequencies, then cumulative frequencies by adding the frequencies. So median here is equal to value of n by 2th item. Notice here it is not value of n plus 1 by 2th item, it is value of n by 2th item, because in class intervals we will use this formula. So it is value of 105 by 2th item, that is 52.5th item. 52.5 lies in interval 45 to 40, 45 to 50. So here we will use the formula median is equal to L1 plus n by 2 minus CF upon F median into C. Now what is this L1? L1 is lower limit of the median class. Median class is 45 to 40. So lower limit is 45. N is sum total of frequencies, that is 105. CF is cumulative frequency of the class preceding the median class. Preceding the median class is 40 to 45. So its cumulative frequency is 50. And F median is frequency of the median class, that is 15, and C is size of the median class interval, that is 50 minus 45, that is 5. Putting the required values, we will get the median as 45 plus 105 by 2 minus 50 upon 50 into 5. So it comes to 45 plus 2.5 by 3, that is 45 plus 0.83. So median comes to 45.83. Next is mode. It is another important measure of central tendency. It is that value which occurs the greatest number of times, that is with the greatest frequency. This means that mode is the most common value. The idea of mode is very useful in expressing most common size of ready-made garments or shoes, etc. If we say that mode is size number 7 shoes, it means in a given data maximum number of people wear shoes of size number 7. Mode is calculated as, in case of individual series, by inspection, and in case of continuous series by using the formula Z is equal to L1 plus F1 minus F0 upon 2F1 minus F0 minus F2 into C. Now what are these values? Here Z means value of mode, L1 is lower limit of the model class, F1 is frequency of the model class, F0 means frequency of the class preceding the model class, and F2 is frequency of the model class succeeding the model class, and C means class interval of the model class. Now let's do a question for practice. Find out the mode of the following marks obtained by 15 students in a class. Here marks of 15 students are given. So arranging the data in an array. An inspection of the array data shows that 7 occurs the maximum number of times, that is 4 times. Thus 7 is the required mode. So mode is 7 marks. Second question is, calculate the mode from the following data. Here collar size of shirt is given as 35, 36, 37, 39, 40, 41 and 43. And number of persons buying shirt is given. That means 10 persons are buying collar size of 35, 20 persons are buying size 36, 30 persons are buying size 37 and so on. And we have to find mode here. An inspection of the data clearly shows that the model collar size of shirt is 39 because shirt of this size has been purchased by the maximum number of persons, that is by 50 persons. Therefore mode here is 39. Now our third question is, Following is the age distribution of employees of a firm, and we have to calculate the model age. Age is given in years in the form of class intervals, and number of persons are also given. Means 5 persons are in the age of 20 to 25, 7 persons are in the age of 25 to 30, 8 persons are in the age of 30 to 35, and so on. And we have to find the model age. As we can see here that mod is 25 because maximum number of persons is 25 in the age group of 40 to 45. So here we will use our formula Z is equal to L1 plus F1 minus F0 upon 2F1 minus F0 minus F2 into C, and since model class is 40 to 45, therefore L1 is lower limit of the class, that is 40, F1 is frequency of that class, that is 25, F0 is frequency of the preceding class, that is 18, F2 is frequency of the succeeding class, that is 12. C is the difference in class interval, that is 25 minus 20, which is 5. So putting the required values, we will get our mod as 41.75. So model age is 41.75 years. Also we have a relationship between mean, median and mode. These three are interrelated by the formula mod is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. So whenever in exams you are being given two variables, you can easily calculate the third one by using this formula. Remember this formula, mod is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. Fourth measure of central tendency is geometric mean. As already discussed in our lecture of arithmetic progression, it is defined as the nth root of the product of the observations. So it is given by the formula GM is equal to x1 into x2 into x3 up to xn to the power 1 by n. And in case of discrete series, its formula is GM is equal to x1 to the power f1 into x2 to the power f2 into x3 to the power f3 up to xn to the power fn whole to the power 1 by n. Let's do a question, but on the second formula, because you have already done this simple GM in case of AP. So here we will use second formula. Find the GM of the following distribution where frequencies table is given. GM is calculated here by using this formula x1 to the power f1 into x to the power f2 into x3 to the power f3 into x4 to the power f4 whole to the power 1 by n. So it is 2 to the power 2 into 4 to the power 3 into 8 to the power 3 into 16 to the power 2 whole to the power 1 by 10. So it comes to 2 to the power 2.5, that is 5.66, which is the required GM. Fifth measure of central tendency is harmonic mean. It is the reciprocal of the arithmetic mean of the reciprocals of the observation. So it is given by the formula harmonic mean is equal to n upon sigma 1 upon xi, and in case of group frequency distribution, it is given by the formula hm is equal to n upon sigma fi upon xi. Now let's do a question for this. Find the harmonic mean for the following. Here frequency distribution series is given, x and f are given. So hm will be 10 upon 2 by 2 plus 3 by 4 plus 3 by 8 plus 2 by 16, that is 4.44. Now you must try all questions of exercise 11.7 of your study material and ask query if any.